This is the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and Krissy Van. That's me, and we're taking you on a little off-roading.
And every single week, we're going to be joined by our dope friend, Richelle from True Grit Moto.
Woo! Hey, I floss.
And every week, we're going to ask each other stupid questions. We're going to answer them. And why, you may ask? Because we can. All right, this is your Motovation
Off-road edition.
Who's kicking it off?
Krissy, we have to start off-road at the obvious point. Coldplay. The entire... Oh, don't tell me what. You know what.
I don't.
Stop.
Oh, get excited.
Are you the only person that is walking around this earth that did not have the collective experience with all the shit happening in the world? The thing that unified the world. Coldplay. Nothing?
I mean, I know Coldplay.
Concert.
Coldplay is I
the couple.
I know Coldplay
the couple at
because of
Coldplay.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Right, but do you know about the couple at the concert Coldplay?
Is that the one, the video where they're like the CFO or whatever?
Yes. All right, here we are.
CEO.
Okay.
There we go.
CEO. Okay. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've been busy with Justin Bieber. I don't even know what's happening in the world anymore.
What's Bieber up to?
I don't know. He's on some sort of bender. But
pause, because I want to hear that version from you. I'd rather hear the up-to-date news from you, Richelle. So let's pause that. I don't want to waste that. Let's come back to this. The Coldplay, the CEO, head of HR at the concert. They scan. Look at this cute little couple. Aw, love. They go, oh no. Guy ducks away. She turns away. They clearly are like, I think we just caught an affair. Correct. Yep. You did. Goes all over the interweb. I think now he has a wife and 2 kids. He's fired now.
Oh,
he resigned. Oh, okay. He resigned. Krissy, what's your question?
Well, more so, what do we think about the fact with everything going on in the world, the level that it unified the internet? Why are we able to be so unified collectively over something like that versus the actual things that matter in the world? And did it feel good to see us all on the same team?
Was it what happened? Like, okay, so everybody saw it, and then, like, I didn't even go too into depth. I just thought it was some sort of like, hoax or a joke. I just was like, oh, I'm bypassing this. Who cares?
Oh, no.
But
basically, if they had not had that reaction,
yeah,
people that were recording in the stadium would not have posted that moment on the internet. So within hours, the level of virality was insanity. Like, your algorithm wasn't just showing you the one post. It was thousands upon thousands upon thousands of your affair being publicly outed.
Oh,
I think there was like such a jump behind it too, there was like the perfect storm, because it's like this white guy that's also a CEO that also is like the quintessential affair while he's away at a work thing. Like, it was the perfect storm of everybody knows that storyline, if you will, or that like cliche, or somebody that got away with the affair or is having an affair and getting away with it, or all the different things. And so I think it just hits close to home for most people. And then the kind of clichéness about it was and it being so, what are the odds of a concert and on the Megatron, that it was like, there was like the hilarity about it, and also like, you fucking loser, and all the things that came together is like why I think it made for that like viral sensation. And then everybody being like, watch this guy fall. The thing that I feel just like about is like that poor family on the other side who's like devastated.
Yeah.
And it's like quite literally like the world's big punchline is like your dad who you just found, and like, or your husband. And so like that part, I'm just like, that's horrific for that poor family. And the fact that like, that's what gets our attention and unifies us, if you will, is like, the world in which we still live in and will for a long time is like, that's what grabs the attention, is something that is reality TV based, if you will, versus something that's based in actual reality that scares the living bejesus out of us, like genocide and war. And those are the things that will scatter like, little, rodents away from. But the ones that there's no real repercussions to us that we can foresee. That's when we're like, everyone's comfortable coming behind that atrocity because we don't have to do anything about it afterwards, versus the stuff that we should be paying attention to collectively. That means you'd actually have to do something about it. And that's where people are like, ooh, I'm just going to stay in my dopamine bubble. So that's my take.
And it's like really nails it on the head, that the collective rage on her behalf, like the wife's behalf and the husband's, because she was married also. That people forget,
gotcha.
But it's funny that we can be angrier about that, but it is because it probably hits home for a lot of people. Like for me, I was like, fuck you for doing that to somebody. Like I actually felt that rise in my soul where I'm like, well, that makes me mad. And then there was a part of me, I'm like, how satisfying though, at some point when she's in her stage of grief that is anger and rage, would you feel so good to be like instant vindication on a public stage?
For sure.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm happy for her, honestly. He sounds like he needed to get out of that relationship and he just was a bitch and he couldn't do it. And now she gets to sue his ass and take all his money. And he's just going to be left with his poor girlfriend that got caught on the Megatron. And, and the kids will get over it because we all do. Trauma is character building. That's what my mom always said. And life be lifing, and
as it was happening.
And the thing is he's on a Megatron about it. He can't even fight it. His lawyers are going to be like, well, you are on a Megatron, Steve, and you might as well just give her everything. And then Selma, or whatever her name is, he's going to go, yeah. And it's going to be like the Wedding Crashers, and then
if
Wedding Crashers? I need you to come full circle on that one.
Do you remember when Will Ferrell was like at the funeral crashing and they had to go to it and they were like, yeah, that guy, he was out paragliding and he just died. What an idiot. What an idiot.
Okay.
Idiot.
There we are.
That's a great movie.
Gotcha.
It's exactly how I feel when I'm just like, you literally went to a concert and you were snuggling your girlfriend in front of the whole thing. What an idiot. That's
also the irony of like us all riding motorcycles. That were like, yeah, like, is that what's going to be said at our funeral if we ever go down on the bike? And they're going to be like,
what an
idiot.
What an idiot. Oh, loser. Doesn't he like really get into it? No, I mean, shit. Sounded like they needed to end things, honestly. So for the best. Thanks, Coldplay. Thank you.
Honestly, if I were in that courtroom though, on Judgment Day, and I was her, I would have an entrance like they do when it's WWE or UFC, where they have music in behind you, and you just walk in being like, paradise. Like, because you're like, I'm leaving with the money. There's irrefutable evidence.
He walks in, shame.
And you could tell like they were in proper love. Like this wasn't like a night out on the town that they were just like, ooh, like shimmied up towards each other. You're like, this is a full blown affair that got busted
since 1981 or something.
And then the friend on the side, which is like starting to get a little bit of rumble, is like, who clearly knows what's happening because she's like laughing like, oh my God, they got busted. They're busted. Yep, it's been happening for a while. And like, wowzer doozle. And you're like, well, or you, not that I blame her in any way or shape or form, but you just think of like, I wonder where you come in on this. What's your story? How much do you know?
She was involved before, don't you know? She was a figure skater and he was her coach. And he came in and he was teaching her things. And then she grew up and realized that he was a douche canoe. And so she moved on. But they stayed best friends. So that way he could move on and be with Emily. But she's still a friend. She's still
wouldn't have guessed that timeline.
Yeah, it was.
You really held me to the burner. Wouldn't have been my guess. But you know what? May be.
Chat GPT. Just kidding.
Always factual.
Always factual. what were you saying about Justin Bieber going a little wackadoodle all the day?
Okay.
Is that what you were saying? I don't know.
What is going on? Okay, so my Instagram right now, when I jump into there in the morning, in the night, in the afternoon, is literally like, I don't know, lion porn. I don't know what's going on there, but kinda. And then
hold on. Now we have another back burner topic that we're gonna have to circle back to. Just to keep that, put it on the back burner. Put it on simmer. Lion porn.
It's cars,
and
classic cars.
Okay.
And now, for some godforsaken reason, for the last like month and a half, maybe even longer, it's Justin Bieber. And he's like, first of all, he's gone manic. That was the beginning talks of it. He went manic. He was going crazy. They're showing videos of him like falling apart, like going to events and just doing weird shit, like having little. We
shouldn't call them crazy, because manic and it's like they're going.
Oh, well, that's what they're portraying.
Unwell.
They're portraying that he's losing himself. And then it's like, oh, you know, his daughter, and then, you know, who's he with again?
Haley. Right?
Haley. Yeah.
I said it out loud and doubted myself at the same time.
My sister told me that Haley stalked him for like his entire career. I didn't know that was a thing. And is that Gen Z, 24 years old? So she was like,
who told you that?
My sister. She was like,
why would your sister know?
Haley's,
she buddies with Haley?
I guess.
Haley, are you following him again?
Apparently
she's like, yeah, girl.
Him. That was like a thing. They like, everybody knew about it. It was like all the rave was like, oh, Haley, and now they're together.
Oh, because she was crushing hard and publicly was probably crushing hard.
Something's up, you know, and then they end up together. So they're, you know, he's groomed. Wow, how Elvis. And then, you know, and then they show, and then suddenly and then he's in rehab. And this was like 3 weeks ago. He's like in rehab and he's trying to like, get better. And there's pictures of him being like, you know, sweating and in rehab. And there's like these 2 or 3 photos or whatever where it shows that he's like, you know, he's like trying to come out of it. And then.
Well, that's great. That's good.
Stop a minute, because guess what happened?
I got too ahead of myself.
Through all this trial and error of all his craziness, suddenly he's dropped a new album.
That's what I was gonna say. Follow the money.
Mic drop.
Public relations 101.
That was crazy. I was like, whoa. Yeah.
You needed him to be trending in the news. I always play a game, follow the money. I remember when something would start, it was like a journo ages ago. And he was like, when all these weird things start to pop up, and not that it's weird, it's just like this narrative's going hard. That's public relations 101.
They couldn't have done like a nicer narrative, like he's a good dad and a husband.
It wouldn't
like,
trend.
He's a drug addict. He's fucked up. Yeah,
I don't think any of that's wrong, though. Like, I mean, we know.
Do we believe it? That's my question: is do we believe it, or was it just a PR stunt?
I think that he definitely, in whatever capacity, but as a youth, when you look at the circle that he was around and what those same circles have been accused of in modern times, I doubt that he was treated super well as a young star. And regardless, even if any of that was fact or fiction, you're young with like mass wealth and adoration and all the rest of it, and nobody putting guardrails around you. So I can definitely see. Right. I think there's merit. Like we've seen public breakdowns in the past.
Well, he had a lot in his 20s. He went off the rails and had a lot of mental health and anger stuff. And but then he like got really quite religious. In his, I don't know how old is he? I think is he 30 now? Is he 30?
He must be in his 30s.
Late 20s. Mid 20s he started
the same age.
Yeah, I thought we were.
Holy shit, Google it. No, he's quite a bit younger than us.
There's a rule now that we can't Google, and I'm so
we can Google it. We can Google. Actually, no, this is more fun deciding how old he is.
I think he's my age. I think he's 38.
I think he's 33. Are we Googling?
Hey, Laurie, how old?
I would say he's 31.
Okay, 31, 33, 38. Krissy.
And the winner is 31.
Woo! Bingo bongo. Yep. Because I was like, he definitely wasn't close to my age, because I remember him being a kid when I was in my 20s. So he had to be 10 years.
Boop came out.
Good. Hip hip hooray.
Woo!
But the thing why I say whether or not it was real or not real, there you kind of go, is it the chicken before the egg? Because you think maybe it's one of those things because he found God and was quite religious and was like, yeah, like I've got my center, I've got my groundedness and all the different things. He didn't go like to the extent where you're like, oh, now you're part of a cult. It didn't seem like it was that. It was more just like he had a little bit of a beacon. I got my way, got married, had the kid. I don't think he's a necessarily nice guy. I think enough you're still like a selfish little bratty thing that's still stuck in his youth because there's certain things that you've seen over time where you're just like, oh, that's what like a 15-year-old boy would do, not a grown-ass man.
Right.
But you think if he did go into another kind of, because we all go into different kind of states where you're like, oh, going back into a growth state and it kind of goes off the rails again. And he is still in Hollywood. So it's not like he moved out to a little countryside Colorado that he's like living this peaceful life. He's still in LA and he is a young dad and that is hard and all the things. So there's part that goes, okay, maybe he did kind of go off the rails again, lean into the selfish little brat side again. And they were like, well, you're here. You know, that album you've been working on, we should take advantage. Like if you're going to be in the headlines, maybe let's actually make the most of what's going on. Or is it, hey, we've got this album to drop. I know you're going through some hard stuff. Or could you amplify it a little bit? Because it will pay off in the end. And him being like, yeah, all these, and maybe it's a bit like, I'll get back at the industry. I'll use them as the puppeteers that they used me as. Like, there's so many different angles that my brain kind of goes at that I think like, I don't know if it's as black and white as like, because they're always just like the politicians. A lot of times they're working with like, what is happening and how do we bend it to our will, to our, to what's going to work for us. So it's interesting. But I think the only thing that I really kind of go like, oh, is that anytime mental illness gets kind of like romanticized in a way, in a context of like, oh, that's where you come out with your most powerful stuff is like, and yes, that's not untrue that sometimes your most creative bits come out of the hardest times. That's very true. But when it's kind of those things where like I have a close family member that's dealing with mental health and they have romanticized, like, I need to go to my darkest spaces to get to my most creative. And so they're actually creating really scary environments for themselves to try and tap into this part, because they've said, that's what I see is that like, you can't not go to hardship. So they're actually creating this really dark space rather than it being a evolution of self. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
And he's in his early 20s and so forth. And so it becomes a little, I've seen it enough to be like, yikes, people, like they're using it as like, yeah, this is great. You're in depression. We can market this. And you're like,
it's relatable.
No. Yeah. Versus like, yeah. Say it again.
Daisy's Slaps. What a track.
I love that you just threw in slaps. Like that's part of your lingo.
Oh, I literally didn't know you were using slaps as a thing.
Yeah. That was amazing. I love it.
Daisy
slaps. That's how you know you don't use it when you're like, who did they slap? Are they okay?
Literally, I was like,
that's not okay. Why would they?
That's like when I try to use the word shorty. It doesn't work for me.
Let's hear it in a sentence for you.
Shorty? Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Hey,
do it.
Hey, shorty. Do you want non-dairy milk today? Hey,
fun to try on words for size though, and you're like, oh, yeah. And then sometimes you're like,
no,
well, that's a winner. Like banana pants.
Oh, what is banana pants?
It's not a cultural, not an around the world thing. I say banana pants often. I notice Nikki says it too. So I think because we work with kids, maybe, I don't know, but I'm always like, that's banana pants. Like if I think something's crazy or something's wild, I'm like, holy banana pants.
It makes me think of B1 and B2 when you say that. Bananas and pajamas. That's what it makes me think of.
Oh, see, kids like, and then Krissy has a fun story.
So
when she
that's
used
one
it.
of the sayings I definitely say, bananas and banana pants. I mean, Laurie and I have been podcasting since 2021. So I've assimilated the language, and that's one, it feels right. Banana pants slaps
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, tried it again. It doesn't work.
Good try, shorty.
Love it, shorty. Love it, shorty.
Love it, shorty.
So in my mom's building, my mom gets really nervous about a lot of things. And especially being a renter, everything makes her a little bit paranoid. And I say that lovingly. It's just
That's
been part
fair.
of her DNA that she's never
Part of that
uncovered.
generation, right? They're rule followers. And so they have all those rules. They're like, got to follow them or else you're out. The nuns come and get you.
100%.
Yes, and it's, I mean, you know us, so we're kind of like, there's room to bend. And so one of the rules is that you can't go to her pool area unless you have supervision. And in my head, I was like, come on, who's actually watching this? There are like thousands of people that live in this building. What are the odds? Turns out pretty high. They have some crazy ass cameras zoomed in on the pool area. So my boyfriend was visiting, and within 2 minutes, I was working downstairs. They were like, sir, what unit are you with? Where is the person? And he gets kicked out of the pool. And so he texts me being like, hey, coming back down to the common area. And I said, my mom can't know because she's going to think that she's going to get evicted. Like, instead of the warning, this is going to be a thing and it will be terrible. So I text him and I just wrote, that's banana pants, over the fact that they caught him, right?
Yeah.
So the whole day goes around, and then we pass the security guard concierge in the building. My boyfriend goes, that's banana pants.
Oh.
And I, like, that's serious. And I'm like, what? And he's like, banana pants. And he thought that there was some inside joke that this guy just had a big schlong and our nickname for him was banana pants.
Oh my
He's like,
God.
all day. He's like, I just assumed you and your mom had like some inside joke that he had a big dick. And that was banana pants, his nickname.
Holy shit. And he called him out. He was like, that's the guy right there.
He's like, that's banana pants.
That's his
And I
name.
was like,
You were
I'm sorry,
wondering.
what?
Turns out language matters. Turns out language and understanding what all of us, that's why so many things, I have to actually start to really get the lingo down. Although the kids that I work with are throwing around lingo around me like I should know it. There's some things they say and I just say, I don't know what that means. And then they'll tell me. But I'm lucky that they're not trying to fully talk in the lingo, because most of it, I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
It's
Like
all tiny words that mean bigger words. That's what I've learned. Little baby words.
But now it's not even that as much as yes, and
Uh-huh.
it's just like completely different words that are descriptive of just what our everyday language is. And I
It's
can't
like being in Newfoundland.
I have to learn a whole different language one day.
Pepper.
Oh,
What?
that's
Oh, I thought that was the word. You're talking to your dog. I was like, oh, what does
like,
pepper
oh,
mean?
There's another one.
Yeah.
There
I was
she
like,
goes.
oh, I can't even
Okay.
imagine what that would be.
She's eating.
So
my
now
frickin'
circling
broom.
back to the lion porn.
Oh my God.
Rar.
Back burner, front burner.
Back burner, front burner. Okay. I've been talking about lions, and suddenly my algorithm or my whatever's going on my Instagram is showing me lions fucking. And I'm like, what is going on? And because I clicked on it once, now it's like, it's like how they do like the story where it's like, in a world where life is stressful, you need to breathe. And it's like two lions like,
Is this your algorithm for your sex demon is what I want to know?
it's my sex demon come out.
Is this your sex demon
It
algorithm?
certainly is. It certainly is, because I'm a
Unbelievable.
lion. I'm a lion, and that's what I do. I
Just
approach,
lions pagan.
I attack. I get what I want.
Attack. I don't think I've ever had animals having sex on my algorithm, and I love that I know
Okay.
somebody that does.
Well,
I did
Turtles,
see a turtle
once,
riding
turtles.
a jellyfish.
yeah. The
What are the
turtle-
wads that you just
But
said
not fucking
turtles as I
riding.
said turtles? Still
You guys definitely
see
had
it.
the
Several
turtles.
Yeah.
busted.
Krissy, you have the turtles. This turtle sex, right?
No, they weren't fucking. It was a
Oh.
turtle. No, it was a jellyfish A turtle riding a jellyfish, but not like riding.
That's sexual.
Like,
Same. That's a piggyback ride. Same.
That's called doggy style. You guys never got the turtle that goes, ah.
Nope.
What? Do you know what that is? Do you know what I'm doing right now? Oh, you boy. Okay.
Send it to us.
I'll send it to you guys and you're going to be like, okay, yeah, we'll go. Anybody that's listening, turtle sex sounds like this. Ah.
How many reptiles, animals, mammals, like rodent sex do you have on your algorithm?
It's not.
You just
my
outed
fault.
2.
People send me funny
I don't
things,
know.
and I'm so.
How is that not your fault? That's your humor. If they send that to you, it's because they know that you'll like farts. That is my fault because I find farts funny. Farts. Do you get falling
farts on your Instagram?
Oh, I get people getting hit in the crotch, people falling, and then people farting. There's this guy, and he goes through Central Park or he goes through main parks, and he has a fart machine thing in his hand, and he'll walk by people, and then he'll do like a jump or like a leg up and let the machine rip, and then it videos people's reactions, and I get cry laughing because the people are so.
That is so
innocent, and then he just like keeps walking away, and I just am like, that brings me tremendous amounts of dopamine and serotonin and a laugh.
So funny.
My girlfriend that lived with me for a couple of months, when she was in between places, she had one of these little fart machine things, and I'd go to bed first, and she would come in and play this fart machine. And I would just wake up dying laughing. I'd be like, don't, but keep going also. Because that's funny. I got to work in the morning, but that's funny. Shout out Becky. And to this day, we send each other the most like reels, fall, anything funny. We are like daily, we send each other something ridiculously hilarious to this day.
You guys are the fart following.
We're the fart followers.
You're keeping the internet alive. The fart stuff.
Are the hashtags #fart, farty party?
I don't know. I've never hashtagged it or clicked on a hashtag. I've never had to. I just built it and they came. So it's fine. Never had to go search. They found me.
Just like the lions found me.
Also, my friend
wholesome right now.
I'm gonna send you guys my lion stuff so it's in your shit. You're welcome.
Oh no, thank you.
Just one.
No, because then it's gonna turn into the many. And I love lions. I don't want that to now be
lions
sexual
too. And now you're gonna find out how much.
It's true.
You just went off-roading with the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and myself, Krissy Van.
And of course, a special thank you to Richelle from True Grit Moto. Whoop, boss it. Never miss an episode by hitting like or subscribe. Connect with us on Instagram at Motovation Podcast and visit our website at themotivation.com. And in the meantime, full tanks, full throttle.
I think this is good though. It's like healthy, you know? Like people will be like, oh my God, I don't lost.
Plus, to be so hard not to laugh to get through this intro.